Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to look at some confusing phrasal verbs, so let's take a closer look. Today we're looking at these three phrasal verbs: come out with, come up with, and come up to. They're all different, so let's take a closer look. First, let's look at come out with. If a company presents a product, we do not say present. I cannot say Apple presented the new iPhone. You can say release. You can say Apple released the new iPhone. Apple released the new iPhone, the iPhone 16, in 2024. Or I can use the phrasal verb, come out with. Come out with in the present, in the past, came out with. Apple came out with a new iPhone, the iPhone 16, in 2024. So you can say released, or you can use the phrasal verb came out with. But don't say present or presented. We don't say that. So the first example, Apple came out with the iPhone 16 in 2024. Let's practice. When did Apple come out with the iPhone 16? That's right, Apple came out with the iPhone 16 in 2024. Let's practice in present. In present, Apple comes out with a new iPhone all the time. It seems like almost every year they come out with a new iPhone. So if I say they come out with a new iPhone almost every year. If I say Apple, I change the verb and I say Apple comes. Apple comes out with a new iPhone almost every year. Let's practice. Does Apple come out with a new iPhone almost every year? That's right, Apple comes out with a new iPhone almost every year. I think. I'm not sure. It seems that way. If I say they, I use a simple verb. I don't change it. They come. They come out. They come out with a new iPhone almost every year. Talking about Apple. Let's practice. Do they come out with a new iPhone almost every year? That's right. They come out with a new iPhone almost every year. Let's talk about the first one. Do you remember the first iPhone? It was in 2007. Apple came out with the first iPhone in 2007. That was a long time ago, but I remember it. Do you remember it? Tell me in the comments. Tell me about your first iPhone or your first smartphone. Let me know in the comments. So Apple came out with the first iPhone in 2007. That's when everything changed. For the better or for the worse, I'm not sure. Let's practice. When did Apple come out with the first iPhone? That's right, Apple came out with the first iPhone in 2007. So now we know how to use come out with. In the past, came out with. But what about come up with and come up to? These are different. Keep watching to practice more with these confusing phrasal verbs. Today we're going to learn the difference between two very important phrasal verbs. So let's get started. The two phrasal verbs are these: come up to and come up with. They look similar, but they mean very different things. Let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about come up to. Come up to means to approach somebody. It's more common than approach. In normal conversational English, we don't use the word approach very much. We use come up to. It's like when you get near somebody or you get near something. You come up to. You come up to somebody. You get near them. And remember the verb. Come in the present, came in the past, and come is the participle. Use these forms for this phrasal verb. Let's hear some examples.
Many people come up to me and say that had they been there, they surely would have died.
I like it when people come up to me the next day or a week later and they say, I saw your play.
The way you write in your books, people come up to me and think I make love to some wildcat Henry Miller type. Ha!
I knew who you were when you came up to me.
Many of you have come up to me and thanked me.
You know, ever since this happened, I've had people come up to me and say, how can you be with someone like that?
She just, came up to me and started talking to me about crack.
The counselor came up to me after the seminar and sat down next to me.
And I was there, and this lady came up to me and she starts pointing at shoes, and in Italian, I think asking about the shoes, but pointing.
Example. A homeless person came up to him and asked him for money. If you use approach, it sounds too formal. A homeless person approached him? We don't say that. It's too formal. In conversational English. Let's practice. Did a homeless person come up to him and ask him for money? That's right. A homeless person came up to him and asked him for money. Example, when a homeless person comes up to me and asks me for money, I usually say, I don't have any cash on me. That's what I say. I don't have any cash on me. On me? Yeah, it means I don't have any cash in my pockets with me. We say on me. So when a homeless person comes up to me and asks me for money, I say, sorry, I don't have any cash on me. Let's practice. What do you say when a homeless person comes up to you and asks you for money? Very good. Now let's talk about the phrasal verb come up with. This is completely different. This is about ideas, words, things like that. It means to think of an idea, to create, to produce an idea or a word. We say come up with. People come up with ideas. They create ideas. You can come up with names. You create names. Use the phrasal verb. You come up with names. Example, celebrities like to come up with strange names for their children. Not normal names. They come up with all kinds of different names. They create them. They produce them. They come up with them. Let's hear some examples.
I'm trying to come up with a plan.
She wants us to look at parts of our life that need improvement and use statistics to come up with a plan.
And my intention in sending Pete over to you was so that you could come up with this plan.
We want you to come up with a plan.
I can do that.
She asked us to come up with a title. Something to call ourselves.
We can come up with something that's very current.
What? I come up with cute nicknames, unlike some people who just call me Babe.
I mean, here I am staying up all night killing myself trying to come up with activities for our 4th of July camping trip, but you won't let me think.
I came up with the idea for a game, and I sold it.
Tim was really helpful when we came up with the idea for the lamps.
And we came up with the speedy system, not you.
I came up with the concept of winning.
Well, some years later, I found out that man did come up with an idea for a T-shirt.
That's a term you came up with, apparently. That's what she says.
I'd come up with a plan to invest in a casino with stakeholders in Sarasota at the new Ritz development site.
Zeke Daniels and Jim Langford came up with the idea for home and hearth gifts right in that booth.
Yo, you gonna put this on TV?
But how did you come up with an idea like that?
I guess it's time to come up with a plan B.
Now, as I was saying, I think I've come up with a plan to make sure that Coop never wins that Denslow Cup.
And I still haven't come up with an idea for the window that's gonna dazzle.
A friend of yours explained the whole situation to me. I think we've come up with a plan to get out of this mess.
Example, he doesn't have any money. He needs to pay the rent. So what is he going to do? He needs to make some money, but he doesn't have any ideas. So he needs to come up with some ideas, or he needs to come up with one idea. He needs to come up with an idea to make money because he needs to pay the rent and he doesn't have any money. Let's practice. Does he need to come up with an idea to make money? That's right. He needs to come up with an idea to make money. He needs to think of an idea. He needs to come up with an idea. So remember the two phrasal verbs, come up to and come up with. They're very different, but they look similar. Today we're looking at the difference between coming up and upcoming. What's the difference? Are they both the same? Let's take a closer look. When something is coming in the future and it's coming soon, we can say it's coming up. This is two separate words, coming up. Example, her wedding is coming up. That means it's coming soon in the future. Her wedding is coming up and she's very excited. She has a lot to do. But I cannot say her wedding is upcoming. Upcoming means the same thing, but we use it a little differently. We cannot say her wedding is upcoming. We say her wedding is coming up. Two separate words. Let's practice. Is she very excited? That's right, she's very excited. Does she have a lot to do? That's right, she has a lot to do. Why? Is her wedding coming up? That's right, her wedding is coming up. Another example. Her daughter's birthday is coming up. She's very excited because her daughter's birthday is coming up. Let's practice. Why is she excited? Is her daughter's birthday coming up? That's right, she's excited because her daughter's birthday's coming up. So how do we use the word upcoming? Upcoming is a description, but it has to be before a noun. Example, upcoming events. There are a lot of upcoming events on the calendar. There are a lot of upcoming events on the schedule. I cannot say the event is upcoming. I cannot use upcoming after. I cannot use upcoming at the end. It's not correct to say the events are upcoming. We have to put upcoming before the noun. Upcoming events. So you can say, there are a lot of upcoming events on the schedule, or there are a lot of upcoming events on the calendar. Let's practice. Are there a lot of upcoming events on the schedule? That's right, there are a lot of upcoming events on the schedule. Are there a lot of upcoming events on the calendar? That's right, there are a lot of upcoming events on the calendar. So, coming up and upcoming both mean the same thing, but we cannot use them in the same way. The structure is different, the order is different. Use coming up at the end of the sentence and use upcoming before the noun. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.